Hello everyone. So this is my first energy update for the month of June. If you have tuned into Soul Medicine with me before on Sunday evenings, you've already had a taste of this. So this is something that I actually hope to continue to share on a monthly basis. So especially if you are a sensitive one and different energies coming through each month, especially eclipses and Schumann resonance and things like that tend to throw you off. This might give you the ability to be able to navigate those energetic changes a little bit more gracefully. And it also lets you know that in all of this, that you are really not alone in what you're going through and what you're feeling. So for the month of June, I've been trying to tap into what I am feeling. And I have to say that the end of May was actually quite challenging for me. I've had big shifts and changes within my own business and where I want to go with that and where I want to take it. And I come up against these challenges, these roadblocks that within me say, you can't do this, you're not good enough, you're not quite at this level yet, or who are you to do XYZ? So I have to be able to face myself and say, why? Who am I not to? So it can be a challenge to have some of those shadows come up and not allow them to take you down, to be able to acknowledge them and trust that you are worthy and you are enough and you can be seen and you are safe to be seen as well. But I feel like with the Gemini new moon that just passed, that we are going to get a more amplified energy, that we are going to see more movement, especially with the Gemini energy. It is very airy. There is going to be more communication. You might be making a lot more connections, and maybe even with people that are not necessarily in your typical sphere either. You might find yourself busy and reaching out to new friends and connections and taking workshops and things like that. So don't be surprised if there's a little bit of shifting happening within your friendship groups. I said to someone the other day, I feel like there are tectonic plates that are actually shifting for us and realigning our life in new and different ways. So you might actually look back at the end of June and go, oh wow, I'm in a very different place than I was at the beginning. And remember, throughout June, too, we're also going from that more airy Gemini energy and into the more watery flow, emotional flow of Cancer at the end of the month. So you may actually find that the beginning of the month is like very airy and social, and you might be reaching out, or people might be reaching out to find you to connect. But closer to the end of the month, you might actually find that you are withdrawing and drawing back and trying to find more of that peace and that solace within yourself again. So don't worry if things shift for you there. So I'm going to be pulling a few cards for the collective. So if you are at home and watching this, take what resonates for you and leave the rest. So I'm pulling a combination of the 5 element theory tarot cards. So it is, ooh, I just lost one there on the floor. So it obviously wants to come through. And let's see what is coming through with our tarot. All right. Okay, interesting. So I'm going to start with this. So this is your sacred tree, spirit of fire. And this is implosive spiritual disharmony. So this is a very interesting card because I feel like this is still some of that residual energy that at least personally had been coming up for me at the end of May, and obviously into the beginning of June, where there is a lack of trust and, dare I say it, like a lack of alignment. So it's very much trusting in spirit and your path, but also trusting in your own wisdom and your higher self, and looking at where you're aligned and where you're not. So the fire element rules the heart and the gut, to put it quite simply. It's a little bit more complex than that. But checking in with your heart to make sure that your heart is on board. Is this something that lights you up, brings you joy? Is what you are moving towards, is this something that you're passionate about? And then also checking in with your gut as well. So our gut feelings and our instincts, even if our heart is saying yes, sometimes our gut is like, hold on a second, or maybe this isn't quite right. Maybe there's something that's not quite fitting there. Usually sometimes get that icky feeling that's like, this isn't quite aligned for me. And there can be friction between the two. So what decisions are you making? What are you moving towards that feels good in your heart, but also feels good in your gut, like you're centered and you're grounded in it? Or maybe there's even a little bit of excitement there too, and not a feeling of dread. And you can go that step further of, can you bring your mind on board? And sometimes your mind is necessary, because sometimes you do need to be able to lay out those logical steps. Or maybe you need to go into your higher mind, or connect with spirit, even if that is through meditation, and allow yourself to hear any guidance that might come on board for you, to make sure that you are aligned spiritually. But I want to say here too that trust is a big piece of this. And making sure that you're not busy for just the sake of being busy, trying to actually move forward for yourself, for work, relationships, whatever that may be, with a true alignment, and making sure you are sharing the truth of who you are, and your creative genius, however that wants to be birthed into the world. So the tarot cards that I pulled, and these seem to be coming up a lot too, is the Star and Strength. So again, we have major arcana here. So I feel like this is going to be a big month. So it's really very much be in your power, be in your truth, be in your alignment, but also going to the star energy of, like, what are you actually working towards? What goal is there that is calling you? Especially at night, if you're looking towards the stars, again, what is it that's calling you, but also what shadow still remains in the way? So what shadow is still within yourself? Where is there still darkness that limits you and stops you from staying in your strength and your alignment? But having the trust that spirit is leading the way, your higher self is leading the way. And if you tune into your gut and your heart, you really can't go wrong here. So I actually have a journaling exercise. If this does confuse you, if I say like your heart and your gut and what the difference is, if you're comfortable with writing and journaling, actually asking yourself those questions, or asking your higher self those questions. What does my heart want? Do you ever even consider or ask yourself that? And then what is my gut trying to tell me? Is there anything that I need to know that I have not been aware of or cognizant of? Is there anything that I've been bypassing that I truly need to see? And again, gut can also be those instincts. Our gut is so close again to that sacral energy where we store a lot of our heavier emotions as well. Is there anything that needs to be seen and integrated so we can stay and be in greater alignment, so we can move forward with strength, so we can reach for the stars? We can actually be in the true belief that what we want is possible for us without trying to diminish who we are or limit our potential or our belief in ourselves. Okay. So how is that landing for you? So let me know in the comments below if this resonates with you and if you have any questions. If you like, tune in with me. I offer soul medicine on a bi-weekly basis. It's Sunday evenings at 7:30. So I'm reading specifically to the collective that is joining in. So each time the energy and the nuances are a little bit different. So you get a reading as well as a distance Reiki session, so I can help attune you to the energy that we need to bring in. So it actually becomes easier for you to shift after that session. So thank you for tuning in. I will tune in again with you next month. Thank you for watching.